Yes, what's going on, everyone? Hope you're ready for some Tetris. We've got some good Tetris tonight. It might not all be Division 1, but oh my god, we have some bangers for you. And especially between some players that have been doing fairly well with their seasons. We do have a couple of relegation scenarios to talk about as well, so it's gonna be interesting. I'm still getting set up here, so we should be ready shortly. And I think we're still waiting on one of the players as well, so there's that. And before we begin, just a programming note as well. I'm going to be here tomorrow as well, as Sunday Primetime moves to Monday for 1 week only. Although we probably will still have Sunday Primetime, I imagine, for closing night. We got a pair of banger Division 1 matches tomorrow. We'll talk about that a little later, but we're still waiting on Shake to join. Once we get Shake here, we will be just about ready. There might be some tech issues going on. We'll have to see. Shake was in the room, but ended up leaving the room. Hopefully nothing's too bad's happening. Nothing bad, just some calibration. Should be ready here in a few moments, so just check to see if Shake's got his ninja cam here. There we go. All right. Well, with that, it's time we got going, folks. Let's get this show on the road. What's going on, everyone? Wrongfully here. We have 3 matches for you tonight. We're going to start in Division 2A, as we've got Shake taking on Shqdwnight. And then over in Division 3, oh boy. Honestly, I think the Division 3 match could be the match of the night, as we have Birbia taking on Firedox. That one is going to be something. So definitely stick around for that one. And then we're going to close out in Division 1 as an old rivalry reignites. Hydrant going to take on the Somalian captain in their 12th meeting all time. Let's take a look at those matches that we have tonight. You can also see the Division 1 standings, but we'll talk a little more about that later. Only a few matches left. Believe it or not, we know nothing about the playoffs in terms of seeding. We have an idea who's going to be in it. Just not where yet. But yeah, tonight, Division 2A, Division 3B, Division 1A is where we're going to be at. And we're going to start with these two right here. And I am going to fix this before Peak yells at me. There. We got Shake on the left. We got Shqdwnight on the right. Or, I'm sorry, Shqdwnight. Look at that beautiful seed. CDDEE8. That is a heck of a seed. And these two players will be starting on that seed. They'll increment the first two characters after every game. We definitely have a lot to talk about in terms of implications for all of these matches today. Everyone has something on the line. All right, we have a ready from Shqdwnight. I'm just waiting for the final warm-up from Shake here. Which appears to be a 29 transition trainer, which I'm surprised is working in NTC. It usually does not. Let's see if I can't get the color calibration under control here. Eh, probably not. We'll live with it. What is this warm up here for Shake? That's kind of crazy. 109 lines of 29. Rollover when? I mean, at this point. All right. So CDDEE8 is your seed. Oh, I recognize that. Got a little bit of Pathless action going on. That's a nice color controller, too. All right, both players are ready. Let's go ahead and get this counted down. It is Sunday night primetime here at Season 33. Season finale for Shake and Shqdwnight. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. We will start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Introducing your players on the left. Rolling out of the USA with a PB of 1,541,000. Welcome in, Shake. And on the right, rolling out of the United States with a PB of 1,675,000. It is Shqdwnight. Shqdwnight getting up pretty high here, but it's going to take some burns here. Oh, God. Okay, this bar came. And he'll get another one, and that will come down. A little bit of a scary start there. And let me tell you, Shqdwnight does not have a whole lot of room for error here. If he loses 2 games today, he will be in the relegation playoff. And his options for opponent right now are this and that, Guerrero, Jati, Birbia, and Firedox. All possible opponents for him if he has to be relegated, so... Does not need... cannot afford any early tops today. Meanwhile, on the other side, Shake, with a win here, would secure a promotional playoff to Division 1. And if he can do that, his potential opponents would be Hydrant, Silly Shark, Somalian, Guafi, or ID Kirby. And in both of these players' cases, some scenarios are more likely than others. Like, I don't see Guafi getting into the relegation playoff, but you never know. $196 for Shqdwnight, $139 for Shake, who's been having a bit of a rough go last several lines. Shadow having to create a hole in his stack as well, so bit of an early struggle here in game number 1. Another thing to note about Shqdwnight's situation, Shqdwnight is also waiting on the Mark Crab Rangoon game. If Mark wins that match, it doesn't matter what Shadow does here. So even if he wins this set, he's still gonna have to sweat out a match that he's not involved in. Which, yeah, I've done that before. It's not fun. I had one of my seasons come down to the last game, and it's like, bleh. And then I got to speedrun a TNP season. 281 for Shqdwnight, 175 for Shake. As both players have cleaned up each of their... Well... commentator curse? Maybe? Why there's numbers when someone makes a single, double, triple Tetris? That's because we have added the number of points that players get with each piece at the top of the screen. Done, of course, by Yobi. We are considering strongly making it a little more low-key. Oh, Shake, a couple of misdrops here. Going for the delayed burn. Works out. Oh my god, it's a cat. Suddenly a cat on the screen. No coaching. Bit of a dead drop on that L. Didn't really know where to put it. It did have a good spot, but sometimes you just don't see it in the heat of the moment. So now Shake up high, and now all of a sudden just down by 200,000 points. I don't know when that happened. Shqdwnight's just been picking it up here. Shake, meanwhile, is going to be in this dig for a while. Look at all of that stuff. Oh, hold on. We're going to try for a dirty Tetris here. But the pieces are not being kind. Set up again, but 23, 24 plus piece drought. And you can see on the right side just how long it's going. Oh my god. Keeping the well open, and bang, dirty Tetris for Shake after over 35 pieces in that drought. Way to keep it together, but this is some pace, let me tell you. 288 into 19, 543 for Shqdwnight. Very comfortable lead for Shqdwnight here. And a very suffer game for Shake to open up game number 1. Tetris for Shqdwnight. Shake trying to get the well open. Oh, overshoots the T. He's going to get a Tetris and bring the board down, but more pace being lost here. And at this point, you gotta hope for a mistake on Shqdwnight's side. That's really your only avenue back into the game right now. You're at 9 Tetrises down here on level 21. That is some deficit. Needs to get something left. Does is set up dirty. And it just has to cover the well because there's another large drought coming in. 26 pieces that time. Set up dirty again and finally gets the dirty Tetris. 670 for Shqdwnight. 407 for Shake. Shqdwnight doing some cleanup here. It's actually allowing Shake to cut into the lead a little bit. Still over 200,000 points, but Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say. Shqdwnight set up dirty, column 8, looking for a bar, but doesn't get it, just stuffs it with an L. Or J, rather. Has a bar dependency, gets it filled. It's going to bring this down, but Shake is quietly bringing this back. He has already, with one more Tetris, he will have outscored his entire 18. And there it is, bang Tetris, 594, 726 for Shqdwnight, 131,000 points. We are down to less than 4 Tetrises. Shake has brought this back significantly. And Shqdwnight will finally get a Tetris to try to keep himself in the lead, but not going to be able to get one there with the hole in column 8. He's going to burn that out. This has been a rough seed. Another Tetris. And the difference is now a Tetris and a half. The lead was over 250,000 at one point. And it is now 74,000 points. Tetris for Shqdwnight, though. Shqdwnight says, you're going to need to play some 29 to catch me. But if warm-up was any indication, Shake his game. Here we go. 782 into 29. Now, this is not going to be a very... Well, hold on. Okay, that's a very good transition. 868 for Shqdwnight. Board was a little scary going into 29, but he managed to figure it out. Meanwhile, Shake needs a bar. We'll get the bar over. 878 for Shqdwnight. 805 for Shake. We will go to level 39 before the double kill screen takes effect, or if they don't have it on, we'll just stop the scoring. But both these players capable of playing at the speed. 1.5 Tetris lead for Shqdwnight. Shake set up, but there's no bar. He has to cover the well. Needs something left. Gets it, but now the right side is inaccessible, and with 911, Shqdwnight is good for game 1. What a spirited effort from Shake there. But ultimately just not enough. The Shadow's going to get the max on level 33 and call it a day. GG. We got the raid coming in. That's Mansion with a raid of 14, including someone who doesn't know how to make a 1080p slide, Marts. We're ready from Shqdwnight. It's okay, I resized it and we have it in the slide deck. No way I would hold back a Quebec regional slide. How'd your match go, by the way? I know you were playing T-Storm. And thanks for the 100 bits as well. Lost 1 to 3. Hey, you got 1? That's pretty good against T-Storm. Better than I did at CTWC. Granted, he wasn't playing DAS, I don't think, but died in like 10 lines. Why didn't you do that to me? Both players are ready. Let's go ahead and get them counted down for game number 2. And we'll start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Well, Shake's going to be looking to shake off game number 1. Funny part is I didn't even think about the pun until I was about to say it. Deathmatch misses you? I saw Vandy did a deathmatch not too long ago. Where is this bar early on? We have a drought already. Shake's gonna get the Tetris, has a Vitz ready to go. But both players taking the burns when they need to. Another pair of Tetrises there. Look at that. Another Vitz set up. He's laughing it off. But so far it's working out. He's got the lead. Vitz mid-drought is bold. Yeah, but you also may or may not know it's a drought. Back-to-back bars, but only one Tetris for both players. 143 for Shake, 121 for Shqdwnight. You are also bold. There's some Swiss cheese happening over on Shake's side here. Not going to be scoring any Tetrises for a while unless he sets up dirty. That's going to allow Shqdwnight to extend this lead. Yeah, this matchup is a first-time matchup. We got our... We have a double dose of Tetris scoregami today. But we make up for that in the final match. A couple of awkward placements here for Shqdwnight. It's going to lead to a bit of a dig. And that L is not going to help. Just places that J upside down. Nice spin. Another nice burn there with an upside down piece. Oh my god. Bold play with that Z, let me tell you. Spiring that high in the middle can be deadly. For stacking, it's fine, but for survival, maybe not so much. But he survived, and then some. He's got the lead back, 284 to 267, as Shake with a misdrop of the J there. It's going to allow Shqdwnight to keep the lead a little longer. Dead drops the J. Maybe losing a little bit of focus here. I don't want to get that back. Of course, like I said, Shqdwnight needs these wins. He cannot afford to lose more than one game today. An actual Tetris scoregami with the score rather than the players. Oh my goodness. This is Division 2A, yes. $388 for Shqdwnight, $289 for Shake. For Shake, it does not matter what the score is, as long as he wins. He will have that shot at Division 1. T-Tuck there for Shqdwnight's got the double well set up. He's gonna burn that away with the L. Now it's just waiting on the bar. Bar takes its time, but it does show up. Here we go, 484 into 19 for Shqdwnight. Certainly not as big of a lead as last time, but it will be a lead. 432 for Shake. Double bar dependency there for Shake's. Gonna just knock them out. Now set up dirty, and we'll get the dirty Tetris. Yeah, Kingsman, you say that like I remember to update it all the time. And that is totally not true. Wait, Blue Scooty's in Division 5? No, I just forgot to change. I think if Blue Scooty was in Division 5, me and Kingsman would both simultaneously retire. 649 for Shadow, 515 for Shake. Another drought coming in. This set has been punctuated by these little droughts. There has been one over 30, but plenty of them over 20. Another Tetris for Shake. Shake trying to get back in this, down by 4 Tetrises. But Shqdwnight, this time around, having a much better 19 and keeping his distance from Shake. Again, another 20-plus piece drought. And bang Tetris for Shqdwnight. And the well is not open for Shake after that 30-piece drought. But does get another one shortly thereafter. 893 for Shqdwnight, 705 for Shake. Shqdwnight looking to take another advantage into level 29. Shqdwnight again with the Tetris, $9.99. Yours for a limited time. There's the max, and there's level 29, $1,000,005 for Shqdwnight, 820 for Shake. Pretty good advantage for Shqdwnight here. Couple of crucial 5 taps needed there by Shake. It's that 4 tap over. I cannot understate how difficult having to be that precise on 29 is. Set up for a Tetris, looking for the bar. But we'll get it this time. Tetris, 888. Shqdwnight running into a little bit of trouble, but so is Shake. Both players spiraling here. And Shake is going to be done at 889. Shqdwnight up 2-0. All right. Increment the C to EF. Yeah, I think the point updates, there's like a CSS thing that you can do, but I'm just waiting on Yobi to do it. Yeah, Shqdwnight looking to avoid relegation, still needs help if he wins this next one. But every game matters for Shqdwnight. The same is not true for Shake. He can reverse sweep here and be just fine. But he does have to win the match at least. Both players are ready. Let's go ahead and count this down. Game number 3 will start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. 5 taps on 29 are help. Especially if you quick tap. Doable, but oh my god, it's not consistent at all for me. Interesting opener here for Shqdwnight. Had to fill in a bar dependency, so is now taking some square doubles. Shake with misdrop of the J will get a third Tetris and gonna start burning down that right side. Let's count this back to the bottom. Another Tetris for Shqdwnight. Fairly neck and neck here in the opener. Noticing Shqdwnight's making an awful lot of isolated dependencies or double dependencies. It's working out for him, but some scary stuff with the stack. In fact, he might get the lead here, as Shake has a couple of holes on the left side to work out before he can start scoring again. And no sooner do I finish that sentence than bang, Tetris. Shqdwnight sets the Aki bar. He's gonna hope for a T or a Z. Gets a Tetris there, and we'll get the T. Again, setting up a spinner attack, and we'll get... Oh, not gonna get the spin. But that bar was perfectly timed. Took care of all of the remaining issues. 224 for Shadow, 202 for Shake. 18 has been a bit of a struggle for these players in games 1 and 2. But so far this game, both players are on track for a 500 transition. $272 at the half for Shqdwnight. And $272 at the half for Shake, so neck and neck. As mentioned before, this is the final game for these two. Winter has already clinched Division 2A and will be going back to Division 1. And right now, Duzik's got the point advantage over Shake. If Shake's able to complete a reverse sweep here, will take that spot away. Another Tetris for Shadow. There's one for Shake, 414 to 410. Shake with a bit of a mess on the board, though. Going to give Shqdwnight an opportunity to perhaps build up a bit of a lead here. Shake is just not getting very good pieces to clear this down. It's now starting to get this in the right direction. Gotta love that S piece. $493 for Shqdwnight, $426 for Shake. We're getting close to level 19. Shqdwnight looking to have the lead going into transition in all three games so far. The first two resulted in wins. Let's see what happens here. This is actually a very good score. So this is a scary board, though, going into 19, and Shqdwnight, I think, recognized that. Just going to burn in at 563. Still not out of the woods. Oh, that didn't work. Fairly certain that was a phantom burn. It's getting this down. Gets the 5-tap over. Still alive here. Could use a bar. Bar doesn't show, so just uses whatever the game gives him. Is still getting this down. Tetris for Shake. Shake back by 90,000 points. But also back by 15 lines. So that lead is a lot smaller than it looks. Shqdwnight finally with the right side open. Bang, Tetris, 611. Bangs down another one. Shake at 541. Another Tetris for Shake. Shqdwnight setup. Nice adjustment there on the Z. Just a small adjustment, but sometimes it makes all the difference. 733 to 678. Shake has the pace lead at this point. Still a ways to go to the real-time score, but we'll score a Tetris there. He's within 36,000. And there's a mess on the board for Shqdwnight, although he gets rid of it pretty quick. Got some really nice pieces to clean that out. Looking for one last burn here. Is going to get it, but now it's double dependent, and that is not going to work out well. And this is just going to play into to Shake's hand. Shake is in the lead. Another Tetris, 861. Shqdwnight back at 818. Be forgiven for not realizing that Shqdwnight had a 500+ transition here. This is not been a fun 19 this time around. Hits a T-spin, though. Looking for the bar. We'll get the bar. Bangs down to Tetris, 902 into 28. Shake's hoping to have a max by that point. There's a Tetris to go to 965. Level 29, 977 for Shqdwnight. Shake getting a pretty high here, but taking the nice burns. We'll get the Tetris there. He's got the max into 28, 1,000,005. Shqdwnight just trying to hold on, keeping the stack nice and low. Oh, needs to get a 5-tap. Not the one he was looking for, but he gets it. And this is starting to fall apart for both players here. Shake's going to be done at 1,083,000. Shqdwnight, you're in a chase down. You need A, 84. Well, that was a tough S piece. I think I would have S-flatted that. Oh, nice burn there. Can he get the pieces to stay alive here? That's a setup for a triple, but can't really keep set up here. Looking for a bar. The bar doesn't show, and Shqdwnight is done. And Shake is on the board. Shqdwnight down to his last here. Both players are ready. Let's go ahead and get them started. Game number 4. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Something happened? Okay, whatever happened is fixed. Birbia says, I think I got NCC working good. Because if you don't, we're going to talk to tech support. Oh, what happened on Shqdwnight's side? I just looked over and, oh man, this board is in shambles. What happened? Double dependency, gets out of it quickly. And now things are looking a lot better. He's got that column 3 set up. We'll get the bar. We'll get the column 3 Tetris. And we'll get another one and probably just transfer this well back over to the right in a moment here. Assuming the game lets him, which it doesn't. So he's going to set up in column 4. And there's a column 4 Tetris. Oh, that square. What the heck? Awkward start here. The Shqdwnight trying to recover, get out of this. Not liking these squares at all. My God. You get that bar down. That'll bring some much needed relief, but Shake taking advantage. 231 for Shake, 139 for Shqdwnight. Shake, meanwhile, already over that 250 mark. Having a very nice game number 4 here. Oh, missed the key tuck. Now it's in a bit of a dig. He's going to get out of it. Gets the bar over for the Tetris. 287 at the half, 233 for Shqdwnight at the same point. He's playing one row off the bottom at the moment. We'll bang down a Tetris there, and we'll decide to cash out. And finally, gets a clean well over on the right side. So both players, clean boards. T-Storm is cashing out. It's better than crashing out. Tetris for Shake already at 400,000, 326 for Shqdwnight. With the struggles that Shake has been having on 18, finally getting a good 18 going, that's to be a relief. Nice OJ there for Shqdwnight. Bangs down the Tetris. Looking for something for the left, though. Finally gets a piece over there. Adjust the bar back to make room for the S as well. And left side is a lot less concerning now. God, I love this play from Shqdwnight right now. Some really nice setups. But no bar. Shake's got a ton of setups too. Both players pulling out all the stops here in game 4. Tetris for Shqdwnight. And Shake will finally get the bar after 36 pieces. This is a close game all of a sudden. 494 for Shadow, 485 for Shake. Shake will cross 500,000, as will Shqdwnight. But Shake does have a slight pace lead despite being behind a Tetris. Not even a Tetris. 7,000 points is the difference. A crucial game 4 for both of these players. Tetris for Shqdwnight into 19 at 543. Shake some aggressive moves there. Waiting on the bar to make it pay out. There it is. Bang Tetris 556. Good transitions for both players. Now we'll see what they're capable of on level 19. Shake needs to fill out that left side. Did not get the pieces to do so. Now is bar dependent over there. Knocks it down without bar. So can even get the right side open, but we're still waiting on a bar. Finally it shows up. Tetris for both players. So Shake had to do some digging there, but it didn't matter because there's no bar. He holds pace with Shqdwnight. There's a Tetris. He's actually in the lead for a brief moment as Shqdwnight bangs down a Tetris of his own. Shqdwnight, awkward square there. And this could allow Shake to take the lead. Shake waiting on a bar, gets the bar, gets a Tetris. Oh, Shqdwnight covered the well one piece too early. Again! Remember, kids, Tetris hates you. And now there's no bar. Oh, finally gets a bar, gets a Tetris. And there's another one. So Shqdwnight still with the real-time lead at 8:30, but Shake in a bit of a dig. Not going to be able to get it back right away. There's a Tetris. $8.35 for Shqdwnight, $8.15 for Shake. Shake with another Tetris. Shqdwnight with one as well. This one is back and forth. Misdrop for Shake on the left side. Low enough on the board, it's not going to be an issue, but it's going to hurt the pace. Could be setting up dirty here. Does. Where's the bar? Oh, comes one piece too late. That's right. Tetris hates you and does not discriminate. Finally gets the right side open, but Shqdwnight, just like that, into the max out. Hangs down another Tetris and has room for one more before level 29. Another Tetris for Shqdwnight, looking to stay alive here in Division 2. He's got 1,083,000. Shake. Set up for a Tetris. And we'll go in at 980. Tetris for Shqdwnight. He's got the 1.1. Shake just focusing on keeping the board low, trying to stay alive. Oh, that miss for Shqdwnight there could spell trouble. That's not going to burn. He's done at 1,185,000. Shake, you're in a chase down. You need B86. And this board is frightening. Oh, no. The holes are just adding up, and I think that's going to be it. Shqdwnight is going to take the set. Shake will remain in Division 2. Doozy K, despite the loss earlier, will be taking the promo spot. And he'll have to face off against Division 1 player, but here's your winner. Shqdwnight. Still alive. But Mark may have something to say about that in his match against Crab Rangoon. A single win will keep Mark in Division 2. All right, up next, we got a banger. It's Birbia and Firedox. Stay tuned. Crab can still clinch it? Wait. Oh, you're right. He's got 14. My bad. I'm out here spreading misinformation. And if I'm reading this correctly, Crab just needs, he just needs a 3-1. Well then, that certainly changes things. So Doozy not yet secure. We'll see if that happens. But Shqdwnight also not yet secure, because he's hoping Crab has a good day. Let's just say he wants Crab into the promotion spot. Shake in chat says someone may have had a little too much last night. Yeah, King really needs to cut back, I tell you. Birbia, out of curiosity, what is the frame rate that you're capturing at in NTC. Is it 30 or 60? Also, is that something I can change? I have no idea. It is not. Yeah, that's typically what FPS is measured in. Yeah, it's lagging a lot. This is why I was asking, because it's on 60. We can knock it down to 30 and try that. Another thing that he could try, I don't know if Birbia is listening. He hasn't answered me yet. Another thing he could try is, instead of capturing his OBS window, he could pop out the capture into its own window and capture that. Like, what he's doing now is fine, but it's probably not making NTC very happy. Also, I just lost a window, and I don't know where it went. I think it's just up and gone. What the heck? There we go. Okay, that is a lot better. I don't know what he changed, but it is working. It's a little hitchy, but it's certainly passable. Let's go ahead and get this started. Here we go. This is not Division 2A, by the way. But it might be for one of them eventually, depending on how they do today. This is Division 3B. Let's go ahead and give these folks a seed. 7E055D. We have the ready from Birbia. Just waiting on Firedox to get set up here. And there we go. Both players are ready. We have one final match for Division 3B, and it's happening right now. Birbia taking on Firedox. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. On the left. Roller LUS with a PB of 2,215,000. And looking for a shot at Division 2. Welcome in, Birbia. And on the right, rolling out of Canada with a PB of 1,624,000. Welcome in, Firedox. Bit of a rough start here for Birbia, but getting it figured out. And yeah, this capture is, even though it's a little scuffed, it is much better than it was when I loaded them up, so we can work with this. What is happening here? 42-piece drought? Oh my god, Firedox gets the bar, gets the Tetris. And literally saving his season. At least for a little while longer. As both players kind of recovering from that early huge drought. What a crazy start. 116 for Firedox, 109 for Birbia. And yeah, Firedox isn't going anywhere. He's not going down to Division 4. He's well and safe in his spot, but if he manages to sweep today, he's going to steal that number 2 spot from Birbia. But it has to be a sweep. Any loss, and he will be unable to catch Birbia. Birbia, meanwhile, playing for a set win. A set win will get him the division over Jati. And we'll send Jati down to the playoff. As far as potential opponents, it's either going to be between Tyler, Shqdwnight, or Mark. And again, some of those are more likely than others. Ooh, a couple of misdrops there for Firedox. We'll score a Tetris to bring the board down, but Now has an ugly hole in column 6, and now column 8, and now column 1. So I'm going to take some effort to get out of that. Well, why get out of it when you can just go for a dirty Tetris? There's the bar, there's the dirty Tetris, and the cleanup. Very nice. T-Storm says rolling is broken. We need to nerf it. No, we need paddless to make it stronger. T-spin? Yes. Firedox can't really resolve that left side, so I had to throw a bar down the right before he was Tetris ready. This is just starting to become obnoxious that he cannot get a single piece for that right side that fits. Is slowly trying to get out of this, but game does not like him right now. He's down by 92,000 points. We are past the 100-line turn. He's getting high up on the board again, but it's a bar for some relief. But now needs something for the left. Gets the perfect J piece. And possibly going dirty here. Will get the dirty Tetris. That was a row 7 Tetris. Captain in the house saying, what a burn. We'll be seeing the captain a little later. Level 19, 428 for Firedox. Not halfway up the board, but taking it easy. Gets the right side open. 598 for Birbia. What a start for Birbia. And that was despite the 40-plus piece drought at the beginning. Tetris for both players. There's a attempt at a Vitz for Firedox. We'll nail it. Bangs down another Tetris. Column 9 for Birbia there. It's Firedox. He absolutely went for that. Another Tetris for Birbia. That was a triple for Firedox. Firedox back by 175,000 points. As Birbia is just continuing to pour it on here. There's a Tetris. And another one. Oh, misses the spin. He's gonna play one row up, though. Gets the Tetris. Tetris for Firedox. Another Tetris for Birbia. And there's a 916 into level 25. Firedox into level 26 at 778. So this is a big lead for Birbia right now. Another Tetris. Looking for bars here. Firedox will find one for the Tetris, 850. Birbia will get the max out on level 26, 1,018,000. Bangs down another Tetris. Firedox having to do some burning here. Has room for one more Tetris before level 29, and is going to have a lot of work to do to catch up to Birbia. Not going to get that Tetris, just going to have to go in with a burn. Oh, and these pieces to start are not great either. But we'll get the Tetris, 935. Birbia will go in at 1,164. Over 200,000 point lead for Birbia. Here we go, level 29. Division 3, folks. Another Tetris for Birbia. It's got the 1.2. Firedox just trying to get this board down. Birbia looking to set up again. We'll find the setup there. There's the bar. There's the Tetris. Firedox is clean. But immediately not able to stay clean. Birbia misses a 5-tap left and now is bar dependent. Oh, that's not going to work. He's going to be done at 1,277. Firedox, you have a chase down. You need C, as in cat, 78. Long chase down and not a lot of time to get it. And this board is climbing. Ooh, gets that 5-tap though. That was a monster 5-tap. He's working this board down. But he's got to get this to the bottom. He's got to score about 6 Tetrises to take this. Maybe 5 and change. Oh, he's going to misdrop the bar there. And that's going to do it. Firedox not going to be able to complete the chase down. Birbia is up 1-0. Cole asking, why is everyone leveling up? All right, let's go and increment the seed. What are you supposed to do chasing 300k on 29? Pray. Are you an atheist? Pray anyway. Or be Miles Miller. That's the other one. He can do that shit. Firedox is ready. I just need it ready from Birbia. And there it is. Both players are ready. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. Game number 2. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And now this is a back-to-back first-time matchups between these players. Oh no! Hung bar for Firedox is stacking very well on top of it though, so it's going to open up the right side quickly, gets the bar over. No problem. Just a roller thing. Happens to all rollers, right? Look at that, back to the bottom. You're telling me. And of course it's a drought, because why isn't it? Opens up the right side though, looking for a bar. Birbia has to close off the well, but we'll get it opened. Another drought coming in. Another short one though. Both players score a Tetris. Firedox with another one. There's a Z-spin for Birbia. Yeah, so currently the situation Division 3B Firedox will remain in Division 3. Playing for the ELO right now. Or maybe potentially looking to play spoiler and keep Birbia... making Birbia work for it. Birbia would have to play a Division 2 player. We did mention those earlier, Mark, Shqdwnight, or Tyler. But Birbia would like to avoid all that and just take the win here and go 6-0 and make Jati run that gauntlet. Another drought coming in. 22 pieces. Birbia is up high, but has a dirty setup, and we'll get the dirty Tetris. 242 for Firedox, 199 for Birbia, but Birbia is back in lines. And is setting up dirty again. This is a row 8 attempt. That's not going to happen, at least not immediately, as another drought is coming in. Oh no, that's fatal. Firedox takes game number 2. I mean, what are you supposed to do? I mean, both of these games have had monster droughts at the beginning. Not surprising someone finally succumbs to one, but Cole says, bro, you're not SV. Wow. SV, of course, going to be an award winner this season alongside O. As they are both standard bearers. 21 points for both players. 3-3 record. And both looking to sneak into the playoffs. Looks like they will, in fact. Unless Tetris Time and Guafi conspire to knock him out, which is possible. Both players are ready. Let's go ahead and get this counted down. Game number 3, we're knotted up at 1. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. No, Firedox, your fate is sealed at this point. The most you can get is 29. Birbia currently has 30. So this is you're playing spoiler at this point. The only thing that we have left to decide in the division is who's going to win it. This is a high board for Birbia, but gets the right side open. Just needs a bar to cap this off. And in these seeds, there's the bar. There's the Tetris. Just shaking his head. Is like, not again. Yeah, welcome to Sunday Primetime. That's been a recurring theme of having massive droughts. Tetris for Birbia currently trails by about a Tetris. Tetris and change. And we've got one more match coming up after this. Of course, it is the Division 1 match, where we'll have Hydrant taking on Somalian. Awkward board for Birbia right now. Looking to try to get set up dirty. Gets it set up with the J. Now needs a bar. And what's that red number in the lower corner? All right, it's a drought. What the heck? S and Z burst. Finally, the bar shows, but way too late for the Tetris. Oh, and the misdrop of the T. Birbia gets it cleaned up. Firedox just taking a bigger lead off this, 243 to 166, and Firedox is clean and will be able to capitalize on this if he gets bars. There's a dirty Tetris, though, for Birbia. And now Birbia looking to bring this all the way to the bottom. Take a deep breath and start again. Tetris for Firedox, 313. Birbia, 198. Okay, so he goes for the Vits on 19, but not on 18. Another Tetris for Firedox. Strong lead here. Meme says, I sure am hoping Birbia gets 2 million into 39 before CTWC. Wow. Firedox gets the bar, gets it over, gets the Tetris, 432. We're at the 100-line turn. It's a 155,000 point lead for Firedox. Not liking that Spire of Z's, but who likes these? I mean, I do. At night. But not in Tetris. Firedox doing something a little dirty here. There's a dirty Tetris. Have a bet with Firedox where I have to give him a $100 card if Birbia doesn't get it. So the play for Birbia then is to not get it, but beforehand strike a deal with Firedox where he gets half of that card. Or half. Oh, that's not a card. That's Canadian dollars. Okay. Either way, just split the hundo. Both of them get free money. And then at CTWC, he gets the 2 mil in the 39. 577 for Firedox, 488 for Birbia, who has a special guest in the background. Not quite as special as Shake's guest, though. Like, it's hard to outdo a cat. We are on level 20. Tetris for Firedox. Gets the Corion thing. It's trying to weather this drought. Wheel, get the bar, gets a Tetris. About a 66,000 point lead for Firedox. True, 100 Canadian is nothing. Yeah, but 100 American is nothing with these gas prices. Are you kidding me? Tetris for Firedox. Birbia, clean board, but it's pretty low. Still needs to set up. And is now set up, looking for the bar. We'll do the Z spin there. Made it look easy. Bangs down the Tetris. Firedox is equal to it. Look at this score, though. 807 on 23. I guess I said something. Sorry. Figure I'd know better by now. Gets it open, though. There's a Tetris for Birbia. Firedox gets a bar, gets a Tetris. He's got 850, 759 for Birbia. Same line count. 90+ thousand point lead for Firedox. Things just got a little out of control for Birbia here. Needs something left. Misses the 5-tap. And that's going to be it. Firedox up 2-1. GG. I don't know. Honestly, I think you need these seeds to lock in. Look what you died on. Another drought. Firedox playing this one out. And there's the max into 29. There you go. Hey, 69. Hey now. We'll increment the seed again. Gonna go to A. Let's see. A1. Got some steak sauce going on. We're ready from Firedox. There's a ready from Birbia. Let's get this counted down for game number 4. And we'll start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. All right, so we are off. Simul Tetris there, even though the game didn't detect it, I sure did. We are tied. We're tied at a hay now. And now it's 91,000 each. And now it's 114,000 each. No one given an inch this game. Only a single burn for both players. We're getting a little weird for Birbia, so that's going to result in some burns. Firedox just vibing over there. It was a nice, dirty Tetris there for Birbia. $205 for Firedox, 164 for Birbia. Birbia get this cleaned up. And is ready to score. Of course, covers well just as the bar shows up. Another Tetris for Birbia. Firedox gonna hang a Z there. He's gonna score the Tetris and just gonna slide that J into place. Now his bar dependent on the left. Well, this is some aggro. is not getting a J or a bar. Finally, a J shows up for the triple. And we'll get that dirty Tetris. Sets up double bar dependent again. Gets one filled in. And we'll get the Tetris with the other. So the aggressive play so far paying out. Set up again. But has to cover because that square is a little rough for the board. Oh, what are these pieces? And now Firedox finds himself in a bit of trouble. Birbia has all effectively tied it back up. And it's taken the lead. Oh, Firedox in so much trouble here, and this is a long drought too. Finally, the bar shows up after 30 pieces. Slowly getting this board down. Keep seeing Birbia. Let's do the old screen launch over there. Looking to see if Firedox gonna knock himself out or if he's gonna survive this somehow. Gets column 8 open, and there's a dirty Tetris for Firedox. Orlando confused as to who's playing, because it's not me. How's it going, Orlando? 433 for Birbia at the turn, 406 for Firedox at 111. Significantly ahead in lines after that dig, unsurprisingly. Another Tetris gonna set up again in column 3. Now that square is gonna come and say hi. Gets it open up though. There's the bar for the Tetris. Oh, this is rough. Firedox almost at level 19. If he gets this Tetris here, he will be there. And if not, if he gets a line, he'll be there anyway. Just waiting on a bar. There's no bar, so he covers up. 464 is the transition score. He adds a Tetris immediately and another one to get to the half milli. Birbia looking for a bar here. Just takes the burn. 555 into level 19 and bang Tetris. And another one. 606 into 20. Firedox with that column 4 will bang that down. And now another bar, another Tetris. He's left himself no place for a square. So gonna have to make some sacrifices here to get this cleaned up. Misses the... well, I guess that's a 3-tap left? Just kind of missed a tap. Gets it back open though. Birbia looking for a bar as well. We'll bang down that Tetris. Oh, that's a dirty Tetris for Firedox. I was just about to talk about the drought, but the drought dried up. Another Tetris for Firedox. Birbia also answering back in kind. He's got a 3 Tetris lead and has lines to work with. Firedox has not been right welling in a while. And now finally on level 25, we'll get that well back over to the right side. But I tell you what, he made the most of what he had. The fact that he's still within 100,000 points speaks to how well he was working his aggression that game. Captain wants me to say bricked a 3-tap, which I don't know, dude. You may brick your 3s, but that's a different game. 849 for Birbia, who's up high and in a drought, but is getting this down. Oh, but that's not a good piece there. Gets the bar to fill in dependency, though, so he should be all right here. There's the bar, there's the Tetris, and he's like, oh my god. Firedox is taking the lead, 956 to 906. But it is close. Another Tetris for both players. Firedox is in at 992. Birbia can still max. Another Tetris for Firedox. So level 29 will be required for Birbia as he enters in at 1,013,013 and gets another Tetris and takes the lead. Firedox got to get this clean up. $1,094,000 for Birbia, $1,052,000 for Firedox. 40,000 point lead for Birbia. Birbia looking for a bar, but of course, there's no bar. He hangs it in column 9. Firedox, you're in a chase down. You need a 99. And there it is, Firedox. Gonna take the set 3-1. That means that Birbia will have one more matchup this season against either Tyler, Shqdwnight, or maybe even Mark. We'll have to see. But yeah, Firedox playing some spoiler today, and look at this, got some 29 play. That's so good. He's on 35. Yes, Jati is clear into Division 2. Wasn't Bro just in Division 5 like 3 seasons ago? Level 38 for Firedox. Yeah, that's right, folks. We reach double kill screen here in Division 3B. Here's your winner. It's Firedox. And yeah, that's true. It's going to be Birbia Tyler. That's right. I forgot about the whole matching division thing. All right, up next, Hydrant taking on Le Cap. Stay tuned. Well, you have the perfect person in here to ask about that. One word answer. Love it. No. King's been calling it in chat. Subpar Hydrant greater than peak Somalian. I don't know what peak Eric has to do with it. But sounds like the king has a favorite in this one. I'm loving the old CTL logo, or CTW logo. Hydrant, you still need to fix your camera. There we go, that ought to work. Nope, he's gone. There he is. That's not gonna work. Maybe that'll work. Let me try doing that. Nope, not gonna work. That'll work. Hydrant get a little fuzz going on here since the last time I saw him. All right. Well, we are in Division 1. And it is our second to last matchup. Let's find out from these players if we're going to get any 19 today. And with relegation on the line, I would imagine not, but you never know. And let's find out if we're going to re-roll or increment the seed. Increment from Captain. That's good for Hydrant. Here is your seed. It is 1B 2028. I feel like under different circumstances we might have gotten 19 out of these two, but Not when they're trying to stay alive in Division 1. All right, both players are ready. Let's go ahead and get this started. It's the final matchup of the season for these two. Hydrant taking on the Captain in Division 1A. Let's count it down in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And introducing the players on the left, who I may have to do something here. Hold on. NTC has decided to not work. Let me see if I can fix it. Keep playing. No, there's no capture. Go ahead, top out. Let's get this fixed. It's kind of funny because I was going to say, guys better not waste a seed by having to top out early for some reason, like a tech issue, because that would mean Game 5 is an all-numeric seed. Well, now that's that's true. Although the way these seeds have been tonight, I don't think the numbers matter. And again, thanks for the follow from Hatchet Girl. Of course, we had raids earlier from Mansion in 2003. We've had some fairly fun Tetris today. Well, it looks like we're having some capture issues on Hydrant's side, so hopefully that's something that can get resolved here. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It was working fine, but then he started. I'm like, oh, maybe it's a connection issue. And then I go in, and it's like, no, completely black capture. It's like, no, that's not good. Maybe the capture card was inhaling some of those fumes. plug it in. Hey, yeah, can you have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in? I imagine Hydrant's going through all the tech supporty things right now once he's actually dropped down to the NTC to get this resolved. You know what? I'm going to take this moment while he's having fun with his machine to plug the Matcherino. That's right, we want to pay our players, and the prize pool is entirely fan-supported. So if you want to give our top 4 Division 1 players a piece of that prize pool, then go to that Matcherino link and contribute to the prize pool. Currently stands at $144.69. That is well short of what we'd like it to be at. Well, we still have a week to go in the season, plus the playoffs. I thought that was the case for a while. Last time I looked, there weren't any contribution codes, and that was a while ago. Oh, were we at 49 to 50? Okay. Also, hey, Kingsman, you remember the copy and paste issue from earlier? I found another one. Because apparently season 33 runs from January 11th to March 1st. Can't wait for the retrospective CTL championship. I'm gonna fix it in post. All right, Hydrant is back over here. Let's see if things are working. And now remote calibration doesn't want to work. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go back to the promo slides and give this some time to work out. Probably take another ad break here so that we avoid pre-rolls during the match. So hang tight. We'll be back. Yeah, just shut off everything and turn it on again and see what happens. Like, it was working. But yeah, restart the PC, turn things on and off, unplug and replug in things, just whole 9 yards. Eventually, it's either not going to work because it's permanently broke, or something will work. Oh, come on, Captain, it's not that bad. I turned down the colors. Some people didn't do that. They have Arbaro's full color scheme going on. It's so much worse. It's like, I saw that and I'm like, there's no way I am running that in my Stream Deck. I'm just not doing it. But I love TNP and wanted to still support them, so I toned down the colors. It's not that bad now. It used to be much worse. Thanks for your patience, folks. We're still trying to figure out what is going on with the capture on Hydrant's side. We're trying everything. So stay tuned. Have a sandwich or a snack wrap or whatever it is that Somalian's eating. You can't see it, but I can. Looks delicious. I'm already stuffed full of tacos, so I don't need anything, but I got a lot of tea. Carrots are good. I used to get carrots and celery all the time. Well, let's do it while it's hot. Shall we? You might have to... Yeah, do that, yeah. You're a step ahead of me. Send you guys over back to the scene here. I am doing some wheeling and dealing behind Kingsman's back here and getting ourselves a fourth match today, so... All right, yeah, both players ready. Let's go ahead and get counted down with our Division 1A matchup between Hydrant Dude and the Captain. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. On the left, rolling out of the United States. He's got a PB of 2,452,000. Welcome in, Hydrant. And on the right, rolling out of the United States with a PB of 1,638,000. It's Le Captain. Jedi Evans says obligatory tech issues. Hey, at least it wasn't an NTC issue. Like, we get those all the time. This time it was just the capture card deciding not to play nice. USA, USA. Yeah, USA. As I alluded to, it is looking like we are going to have a fourth matchup. And that will be down in Division 5B as Evan J looks to take a step towards the 5B championship. Playing his match against Mantis. But meanwhile here, early days, pretty close game. 1,500 points, all that separate the players. And hey, maybe we can hit a level 39 super kill screen in Division 5, because why not? Both players looking for a bar. There's the bar. There's the Tetris. Hydrant having to set up a burn. The negative J in the screen. Gonna start to fill that in, but gonna play one row up in the meantime. Long bar dependent on the left. Awful parity on this board. And there's the square. And another one. Yikes. Not what you want to see if you're Hydrant here. Slowly getting this cleaned up, though. Gets that dependency on the left open again. And now it's a dirty Tetris well. Where is the bar? There it is. Dirty Tetris for Hydrant. But that's allowed Captain to take about a 69,000 point lead. Another Tetris for Captain. Hydrant still looking to get this left well going. And gets that left well Tetris. Still keeping it within about 3 Tetrises with Captain here. Captain getting the right side cleared out. Hydrant still looking to set up this left well. We are past the 100 line turn. It's a 3 Tetris lead for Captain. Another Tetris. $486 for Captain, $433 for Hydrant. Still rocking that one up left well. Can take care of that hole over on the right side and then possibly turn this into a one up right well just before level 19. And in fact, here we go with 19. 505 for Hydrant. One more Tetris is available for Captain. He's going to get it 557 in level 19. Another Tetris for Captain. And again, a Tetris. 609. He's got the lead. Hydrant trying to close in. Another Tetris there. I'm just lighting it up right now. 687 to 638. Bar dependency here for Hydrant. Gets the bar, fills it in. And there's the bar for the Tetris. He's got the devil score. Gonna burn out of that quickly. Because if you don't, you're liable to burn somewhere else. It's Captain's turn to set up something fierce on the left side here, but there's a 28-piece drought going on. But the bar does finally show. He gets that 5-tap over. Hydrant has taken the lead, 780 to 745. But it's still quite close. And Captain's got this down to the bottom, so he'll be scoring again. Where is the bar? There it is, finally. Tetris. 880 for Hydrant, 794 for Captain. Hydrant has quietly amassed a 100K lead. And it scores again. Tetris for the Captain. And another one. Oh, that was a great adjustment on the bar for Captain. Tetris again. Max outs are looming for both players. It is only 24,000 points difference. With level 29 right around the corner. Anyone's game. Here we go, 1,002,000 for Hydrant. Oh no, Captain doesn't even make 29, and Hydrant is good. And Hydrant is one game away from remaining in Division 1. All right, just waiting on a ready here from Hydrant. And there it is. Let's go ahead and get this underway. Game number 2 between Hydrant and the Captain. We'll get started in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So yeah, the current situation is if Captain can take this set 3-1, he will be safe in Division 1. Silly Shark will be relegated, and Hydrant will be in the demotion playoff. Any other result at this point will mean that Hydrant is safe, and Somalian will be demoted down to Division 2. There's no in between. Captain can't get between Silly Shark and Hydrant. He's either ahead of Hydrant and Silly Shark or behind them. Hydrant having a little trouble here. Pretty high up on the board, but it's getting things around. Certainly not a position he wants to be in this early. Gets that bar over, and that triple's beautiful. Right side finally open. It has to close it down. There's no J. There's the J. Another Tetris for Captain. He's got a 91,000 point lead. Hydrant will finally strike back. About a 3 Tetris lead for Captain in pace. Also, hello, Chen. Hello, Drunky Kong. That's a great name. Fifth attempt for Captain. There's nowhere else to put that square. I mean, he could have burned with it, but... Who does that? There's the bar, there's the Vits. Not the greatest of pieces post-Vits. This has allowed Hydrant to get back into this. Yes, 217 at the half. Will add a Tetris. Captain is still ahead, but the lead's a lot less than it was. They'll be at 273 at the half. Chad, I had to explain this to Orlando. I'm not playing. I don't have to go. If I was playing, then yeah. Well, I guess I should actually add the match. There, it's added. Awkward board here for Hydrant. That's quite a bit to burn out of. That tea is just what the doctor ordered. And there we go. Couple of J dependencies here. That is not a Fits. Yeah, very interesting. That has given Captain a bigger lead. 68,000 points plus 6 lines to work with. Both players score a Tetris there. Call it a 4 Tetris pace lead for the Captain. Captain at 507 here. Nice game so far. Hydrant can still get the 500, only has 1 burn available for it. Now has a long bar dependency. He's going to get that filled in quickly. And there we go. 507 into level 19 for Hydrant. Captain still has 1 more. That is a potential 600. Yeah, just take a burn, and there's the 601 for Captain, rather. A very nice 18 for Somalian, as he is looking to hold on to a spot in Division 1, has to win the set to stay alive. Hydrant playing 1 row up. Currently back by about 3 Tetrises and change, as both players digging a little bit here. Ooh, that's a misdrop for Hydrant. You can kind of see you see the sigh when it happened. It's just going to play 2 rows up, though, because that's the thing you can do. Oh, lifted the T and didn't need to. I'm missing some left taps here. What is happening? Oh my god. This is out of control. He's done at 627. I just felt like he lost control. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this board. He was in a situation that usually is going to be automatic. But just couldn't get anything over to the left, and everything after that just kind of followed suit to the top of the board. We have a ready from the Captain. Hydrant gonna look to shake that off. Jedi saying they're both stronger with stacking quality than they are with mechanics. I don't know. I think they're both pretty strong in both departments, usually. Certainly beats the crap out of my 19 mechanics, that's for sure. Yeah, controller thing is... I mean, that's possible. But that looked to me definitely like a one thing leads to another type situation. You make that one misdrop, and then you're confused about what to do with the next piece, and then that translates to not being able to do what you want to do with the piece. And you just lose control for just a brief amount of time, and it was long enough for Hydrant to suffer a top out. He ingested chemical fumes today. Ingested, yes. Yes, Hydrant is under the influence of something not good. He's also baked in the sun, so he might have, you know, sun poisoning, you know. Hashtag save Hydrant. No, we're tied at 1 here. All Hydrant needs is another game win. He'll stay alive in Division 1, and it should be noted that if this ends 3-2 in favor of Captain, that is the only situation, actually, where Captain can get in between them. I just realized that that's a thing that can happen. He injected chemical fumes? That's even worse. Oh, man. The fumes are in the house upstairs. Whatever the line is. Both players are ready. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. Game number 3. We're knotted up at 1. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Pay someone next time? I think we should pay the players. I think everyone should put like $10 in the Matcherino right now. Tetris for Hydrant, both players off to a fairly good start here. Hydrant having to take some burns though. So we are fairly neck and neck to start this one, just a single separating the players. Another Tetris for Hydrant. Colin, how's it going? I've been meaning to DM you. What the heck was that message? I completely forgot about it on Friday because I was in a meeting when you called. And then I didn't see the message until like last night. The hell they got you doing code reviews for? Tetris for Hydrant. Oh, I forgot about that part of it. Yeah. Yeah, Colin was being a smartass in my voicemail. I mean, it's Colin, you know. It's perfect. Somalian in a bit of trouble here. Couple of bar dependencies. Just gonna have to plug them both with L's. He's got this settled down. Set up for dirty, but no bar coming. And he's done at 178. Hydrant is good. The dangers of spiring in the middle on full display there. Hydrant will remain in Division 1 next season. If Captain wants to, he needs to win the next 2 games and the next match, which will be a demotion playoff match. But if he loses this one of the next 2 games, he's out. He's down to Div 2. Hydrant says, losing a Tetris match to save $5,000 on a roofer is worth it. Yeah, but how much on the medical bills? Thanks. All right, folks. I know the king is a popular man, but he's driving home. Let him drive. We got both players ready. Let's go ahead and count it down for game number 4. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. That would have been pretty. But no. No Nanu thing for Captain. Colin says he's been sitting in the Taco Bell drive-thru for 12 minutes. Yeah, it only took me like 3 to get mine today. Great minds think alike, by the way. I got stuffed with tacos today, and I couldn't be happier. Hydrant's getting stuffed with Tetrises. He's got 6 in a row right now. And Hydrant, even though he's safe in Division 1 and is secure in his spot, he's not going to make the playoffs, unfortunately, but maybe sending a bit of a message to his rival. I did mention earlier on, we had our first 2 matchups between Shqdwnight and Birbia and Firedox that were both first-time matches. This is a 12th time match, with the majority of them being in CTL. And Hydrant holds a 7-4 all-time record over the Captain. $232 for Hydrant, $170 for Captain. Hydrant wants to get that row cleaned up, does. Now just needs a bar to cap it off. We'll take a triple. Captain is going to hang a square. This is not looking safe at all. And is not going to get the 5 tap, and he is done at 244. And the Division 1.9er is going to go back down to Division 2 to terrorize them for one more season. Silly Shark will be in a demotional playoff. And at least with the results of this matchup, he can at least say it's not due to his penalty points. As Hydrant will be moving to 12. Somalian will finish on 2. Silly Shark would have had 9, but Division 1 players show up to their match on time. Challenge level impossible. Yeah, play this out if you want. I don't think the Div 5 match is happening until the top of the hour, unless they're both here. And I only see one of the two players. It would be good to see the captain at another CTWC. Oh, come on. Only got to see him at the one that I went to as a last-minute decision. And now that I've been there once, it's like, yeah, I'm not missing this. Well, Captain, be glad you cashed out when you did, because, or crashed out when you did, I guess would be appropriate here. Because that's a 6:38 transition for Hydrant. $700 into 20. Would have beaten that easily. No, you wouldn't. You topped out. Colin, that is such a great message. I have let so many typos in chat go today, I'll just say that, but if you're going to call someone out, and do it while making a typo yourself. What's his excuse? He's Colin. $900 on into, not on, into 23. Well, that's going to slow down a little bit here as... Oh, wow. Gets the dirty boy. You know what I'm afraid of? Is that this is going to be a really good game for Hydrant. And he's going to be like, man, I need to go out and get some more of those fumes, man. Max outs into 25. Setting up a delayed tuck, gets it done. Oh my god! It's unfair to be both good and lucky. Good god. Perfect pieces there. Look at this, 1.1 into 27. 1.2, a high 1.2 is still on the table. All right, Jesus delivers. Yes, indeed. Gotta inject fumes. It's a new meta here in Div 1. 1,258 to 29. A couple misdrops, but still low enough on the board. It can be repaired. Well, it could if the right pieces showed up. Good God, that was a horrible sequence. It wasn't even that bad of a dependency, and he's going to tap out 1,288,000, but great game. And it's way more than enough to be the winner of the match. Doubling his point total on the season and keeping himself alive. Hydrant will be back in Division 1 next time he plays. Maybe next season. One can hope. Should give him that third heart, because he deserved it. So yeah, so there it is. It's official. 3 hearts. All right. Up next. I don't know if we have both the players here. And if we don't, we're probably going to be waiting up to 20 minutes. But Evan J. going to be taking on Mantis. Up next. Stay tuned. And it does look like we have both players, so as soon as I get them both in, the channel will be good to go. Good luck commenting. Thanks, Colin. Why is this ninja cam not working? Oh, because you logged out of okay, I see. You did. So Evan, you did the ninja cam through NTC, but then you backed out of NTC, so the ninja cam went with it. All right, so right now we're just waiting on Evan J to join the room and hopefully fix up the ninja cam, because the one he gave me isn't working. Yeah, no worries. I'm not that worried about it today. It will be required in season 34, but also I imagine that since this is like something I'm just picking up because the timing worked out, I'm not too worried about it today. If you don't have one, it's fine. But we do need to get Evan in the room. And then we can get going with some Division 5B. That's my division. I'm in that division. Kingsman is in that division. And apparently our Barrow didn't report... Oh, that's because that match is still going on. That's right. Gonna have to keep that and take that into account too. Wouldn't expect to be on the main channel often. It happens every once in a while. I usually get on every once in a while. All right, I wonder what happened to Evan J, because he has not been saying anything for the past 10 minutes and is completely off of... Just put up a 570 trans trainer game? Yeah, but you're not in the... I need you in the room. That's not... I mean, that's a fun fact, I guess. Evan, meet you in the NTC room. I don't have you there right now. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I need the need to get you an NTC. And judging from your link, it looks like that's where you were trying to get the it looks like that's where you're trying to get the ninja cam from, so there we go, there we go. I got your ninja cam, we're good. Let me make sure the cam works. But I do have the link. Okay, it's not working. Oh, you gave me a different link. What the heck? Oh, the link changed. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, I love NTC. Oh, there's Evan. Let's go ahead and transform this horizontally. I think we are good to go here. We only have one cam, but, you know, it's better than 0 cams. And here they are. Yeah, Evan on the left, Mentis on the right. Evan looking a little locked in here, and kind of needs to be if he wants to have a good shot at the top of the standings where Snowy currently resides. But with games in hand, can unseat him rather quick. Let's go ahead and give the players a seed. There it is, 3, 4, 5, 6 FE. Low-key warmed up by playing Tetrio instead. Oh, I'm gonna have to do that. Flip you around. I mean, Tetrio's fun. This is not Division 1A, by the way. Mantis and Evan have not gotten that cracked. They're pretty cracked, but not that cracked. Yeah. Yes, I did. We have both players ready. Let's go ahead and get this counted down with this Division 5B matchup between Evan J and Mantis. We'll get started. Game number 1. Oh, we got some Canes action going on in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Let's fix that real quick. What is happening? Evan, can you fix this quick, or is this... Okay, we're going to top out. Mantis, go ahead, top out. Capture, doing capture things. Yeah, we've already had one capture card die on us today, or attempt to die on us. What's another? All right, Evan is ready. We are just going to increment the seed to 4-5, by the way. So 4-5-5-6 FE is the seed. And make sure that that's in, and we will go ahead and get started with our Division 5B matchup between Evan J and Mantis. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. On the left, rolling out of the United States with a PB of 1,204,000. Welcome in, Evan J. And on the right, a hybrid player from down under out of Australia with a PB of 1,113,000. Welcome in, Mantis. Yeah, 1.2 and Div 5. I don't think he was 1.2 at the beginning of the season, though. Because when I was looking up stuff in the classic Tetris bot, when I scrolled back, I saw like a 1.1 something. But now he's got a 1.2. So I don't know when that happened, but he is good. So that's probably the reason he has a 1.2. Also, I'm not entirely sure what Mantis's hybrid is. I think it's Das Tap, but he can correct me after game 1. Bit of a messy board here for Evan. Gonna have to get the right pieces, get out of this. That L's gonna help, but now needs a bar. Oh, Dead drops the L. I don't know if he just lost control because it looked like he tried to roll it over. But now he's in a lot of trouble here. Really can't afford any more squares on that left side until this board comes down. Which it does a little bit, but okay. Things looking good. Needs a bar right. Gets the bar immediately. Big sigh of relief from Evan. 158 for Mantis, 118 for Evan. Mantis not, or sorry, Evan not getting the pieces he wants here. Now a long bar would be absolutely perfect, but he is not waiting around. That is some heads-up play there. And every chance he gets, he is just chipping away at that long bar dependency. Finally, the long bar shows up. But this is some pace, 131 at the half. Mantis getting into a little bit of trouble here. He's going to hang the T. Gets the double tap, but misses the 4-tap left. This is actually a little scary here. He's just barely getting pieces over. Finally burns away the main issue, and now has to burn down the rest of this. And gets the bar. So both players getting tested here on 18. And both players passing so far. Oh, didn't rotate the bar. So a little bit more digging for Mantis here. The lead is down to 18,000 points for Mantis. He's also back in lines as well as we enter a little bit of a drought here. The drought ends with back-to-back bars. And Evan is finally to the bottom. 233 for Mantis, 221 for Evan. Mantis also to the bottom, so you can just forget about those first 96 lines. Just play the margin, not the score. It's a 12,000 point lead for Mantis. It's what you really need to know right now. Tetris for both players. Mantis does have the lead and 5 extra lines to work with as well, but it's not that big of a lead. It's maybe 2 Tetrises at most. Tetris for Evan. Mantis having to do a couple burns here. And that couple of burns is going to turn into more as the correct piece is not showing up. Evan's going to miss a flip on the left side there. Was able to knock the board down enough to continue. Level 19 is right around the corner. He's got lots of time to bring us down. And there you go. Yeah, the roller curse, I like to call it. Tetris into 19, 329 for Evan. I would say even at this level, that is not a transition score that you want to have, but given that Mantis's isn't going to be that much better, you got to keep that out. You got to keep the pace out of your head. It's all about the margin. Right now, it's a 36,000 point lead for Evan, but that is only a real-time lead. As we enter level 19, 373 for Mantis. No, it's a tougher game when you're leading with a 370 transition, yeah. I don't necessarily think the seed was suffer, though, because both players got into some serious trouble on 18. Nice spin there from Mantis. Gets the bar over. Bang, Tetris takes the lead. 449. Evan gets the bar. Will take it back. Well, actually, no, because Mantis got another Tetris. Roller moment for Evan J. Hangs a bar. Gets a bar over it. Now having a little trouble getting this board down to the bottom. That's going to allow Mantis to increase the lead here. As Evan is still mired in a dig. Of course, the best time to get a 33-piece drought is while you're digging. When it's less likely you need the bar. Ooh, overtaps that. Gonna set up for a Tetris, though, but I'm gonna wait on cashing in on that, because I'm gonna take care of the misdrop first. Mantis in the middle of a drought. It's going to get it uncovered just in time for the long bar. There it is. Bang, Tetris. 554 for Mantis. 502 for Evan, who is about to get out of this dig and will cap it off with the Tetris. So Mantis with the real-time lead. Ooh, a early shift for Mantis. Gonna hurt. Gonna get a Tetris, but now it's gonna have to dig this out. And it's gonna hope for good pieces. That T could have been better off on the left there. But he is burning this down. We'll get a perfect long bar to open things back up. And still has the lead, too. 594 for Mantis, 585 for Evan. Evan is on 27 and running out of time. Oh, Mantis misdropping a couple pieces here. This could be fatal. Needs a bar left and misses the 5-tap. And that's going to do it. Evan, you're in a chase down. You need 602. What a time for a drought, huh? Covers the well just as the bar shows up. Only needs a couple more lines, but needs something to the right. And the bar goes for the Tetris 7. Gonna breathe a big sigh of relief for what was an insanely suffer game number 1. He takes a 1-0 lead. Wow. All right, Mantis has got it ready up. This is not good for my throat. You're not even playing T-Storm. Gotta turn off your fan? Oh my god, I cannot play without one. Sometimes I can't play without 2. All right, we have it ready for Mantis. Okay, so ready from Evan. Let's go ahead and get this counted down for game number 2. Evan J up 1-0. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. These players have only met one other time. That was in TNP, where they split sets. So 1-1 lifetime record against each other. Take care, T-Storm. And as far as their positions in the league, in Division 5B, Evan is in a 3-way battle for the top spot against Snowy and Reed. Evan also in a lot of trouble here. Hold up. Gets the bar over for the Tetris. Okay, he's fine. Just being a roller. I say that as a roller, by the way. It's not intended as being bad. But yeah, Evan currently at 25 points, 3 points out of first place, but has a match in hand on Snowy. who lost his previous match to, I believe, it was Decklad. Decklad, by the way, had an amazing game, a bunch of games in that matchup. Like, I think Snowy had an 800 one game, and it wasn't good enough. Just like absolutely insane Division 5 matchup between those two. But yeah, Evan is basically has his destiny in his hands here if he can defeat Mantis here and then finish off Decklad to finish the season. He'll be going to Division 4. But if he slips up, Ravioli and Snowy are right there to take it away from him. I will note that Ravioli is in the middle of a match, not currently playing it, but had to, pretty much was forced to step away from his match against Roman earlier. Roman does have a 2-1 lead in that. So Roman trying to avoid relegation, which, could you imagine Roman and TMP? Oh my god, Mantis misses a tap to the left and that's it. It's 2-0. I did not see that coming. Oh, he missed a spin too? Oh no. The worst. Well, Mantis, they need to try to get a win here. Otherwise, it might be him versus Roman for relegation at this rate. We'll have to see, though. There are other relegation possibilities, like any one of 5 players could be relegated right now. We'll go over the scenarios here in a moment. We have a ready for Mantis. You know, if Ravioli wants to be a Div 5, he's going to have to get some wins over Roman. And then hope that, you know, Snowy doesn't run the table. Which, you know, I'm going to try to make sure that doesn't happen. Just saying. No offense, Snowy, if you're listening, but I'm going to win. Just saying. Both players are ready. Let's go count it down. Game number 3. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So yeah, Roman is currently leading the relegation chance. He's got a 42% chance currently. Has played 4 out of 7 of his matches and only has 8 points. The only player that he beat is yours that's talking right now. But is on his way to victory over Reed if he can win one of the next 2 games against him. That would certainly help him get up there at 8 points. Right now, the safe line in Division 5B is 19 points. If you get to 19, you will not get relegated. Or if you beat Kingsman and you have a better game record, you only need 18. Decklad is the next one up at 13 points. He's gone 2-2. Roman still has to play Decklad and Mantis. Decklad has to play Evan J, Reed, and Roman. And then Mantis here at 15 points. If he wins a set, he will be safe. He has coming into this, he had a slight chance at promotion, but I think that chance is now gone. But he wants to stay out of relegation. If he wants to stay out of relegation, he needs to get to 19, which means either winning 2 games here and 2 games in the next match, or just winning a set outright. And then some guy named Ronsil, I don't know who that is. 16 points currently, and has 1 match remaining against the division leader Snowy. And since he wasn't bad at the game and beat Kingsman, only needs to get to 18, so if Snowy wins 3-2, then Ron Clay will be safe. And then Kingsman's done in the season, but remains to be seen whether he's going to stay alive in Division 5. He's got 18 points, can go no further. He just needs one of the 4 players below him, or all of the 4 players below him, to kind of have an accident. It is possible that Kingsman could get relegated, but I would say it's pretty unlikely. But you never know. Bit of a complication here for Mantis as we're approaching the halfway point of level 18, and both players have been playing fairly well so far. 268 for Evan, 234 for Mantis, who's gonna need to get a bar over to the right. Will do so. And Mantis going to bring this all the way down. Evan now getting to a bit of a spot here. Needs a couple L and J pieces here. Is not finding any. Just has to fill in one. Fills in the other. Turns it into a bar dependency. This is not good high up. There's a bar. There's the dirtiest of dirty Tetrises that I have seen in quite some time. That was row 11. Unreal. Oh, he's gonna hang a J on the left and he's done. Mantis, you're in a chase down. You need 326. Yeah, one one false move too many up at the top there. And Mantis is all the way at the bottom. This is not line outable at this point. You will have to either get a Tetris or play some 19. But you certainly have room to play it very safe. There's a bar, there's a Tetris. Still needs one and change. There's the Tetris. Now we can line it out. And that seems to be what's on Mantis's mind here. To just line this out. And one more line and a pushdown point. But he gets a double. Mantis is good. It's 2-1. So trying not to get relegated on debut. Well, if the season were to end today, you would not be relegated. Both players are ready. Let's go ahead and get it counted down. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Also, if Snowy sweeps me, you're not getting relegated. You'll have the tiebreaker over me. But I intend to beat Kingsman, so there's that. And I've already played Kingsman and beat him, but I need to beat him in the season too. Why is it freezing and skipping? Year end? Mantis's capture is slow. That might be what you're seeing. But it's fine. These aren't live video feeds of the players themselves, the players' screens themselves. We go through something called Nestress Champs, which re-renders the game from their capture so that we can have these things like the scores difference at the top of the screen, the Tetris rates, stuff like that. We get all the extra stats with that. The trade-off is that the video isn't as smooth as what you would see on a Twitch stream. We're tied at 97,000 each. Yeah, I guess I got lucky against Declad because I was his first CTL match ever. And I did not have to do much to get the sweep. I kind of felt bad about it, but at the same time, you take those. But he has since shown that he is a force to be reckoned with. What he did to Snowy was just inhumane for Division 5. Tetris were tied again, 173-660. And both players score a Tetris. Double versus single will ensure, at least for a little bit, we're not tied. I've been having to take a few burns here, but we'll find the bar for the Tetris. It is a bit of a lead for Mantis, but not very big. Tetris and a half at most. 269, hey now at the half for Mantis. 269, 420, hey now. And 251 for Evan J. Ooh, look out for those double flips. They're nasty. Tetris for Evan. And Mantis back into the lead, but Evan strikes back for Tetris. Evan is ahead in the lines, so the pace lead does remain with Mantis. But it's anyone's game. Might be having a bit of a physical issue over on Evan J's side. Hopefully nothing too serious with the rolling hand. Wow, nice taps there, and bang Tetris does have a hole in the stack, but so does Mantis. And this game is neck and neck, 1,900 points. Evan will take the lead with a Tetris. Mantis gets down to the bottom. It's 414 at the turn for Evan, 394 for Mantis. Feel like this game, the players are finally showing what they can do on 18. There's the par. There's Tetris for Mantis. Evan J with the double well. We'll resolve that quickly. Let's see, he's playing Das with one hand at the moment. Didn't get the bar over, so over to roll it is. As level 19 is not that far off. Tetris for Mantis. There's a Tetris for Evan, crossing the 500 mark. Mantis should be able to do the same before level 19, provided he can get the bars. There's one for the Tetris. There's one for the Aki position. And there's one for the 500. 521 for Evan, 518 for Mantis. Neck and neck going into transition here in Game 4. Evan J fighting to stay on top of the division. Mantis looking to avoid relegation with a win here. Mantis going left well here. And no, he says no. He just cashes out of that immediately. And no part of that. Evan made a nice overhang there and got it mostly resolved. Now it's resolved. And gets the dirty Tetris. Nice play there from Evan. Another Tetris for Mantis. That is not a Vitz. Oh, and that's a missed 5-tap. Oh, dear God. What is happening? Mantis doesn't get the bar, and Evan is good. It's going to take it 3-1. He'll move up to 34 points. I'm sorry, not 34, 31 points. And he'll hold his edge over both Snowy and Ravioli before his final matchup against Declad. Of course, I've been playing this out. Looking for the bar. There's the bar. It's a Tetris 791. Oh, geez. I don't keep track of the pots. Half the time, I don't even show up for the show because I'm doing CTW. $9.23 into 27 for Evan. Takes the burn. Wise. Especially with no bar coming. The bar does show. $9.59. It's a Tetris and change. There's a change. Got all the time in the world set up. There is the max out in Division 5. Yeah, don't see that every day. And we're still going here at 29. Okay, there we go. It's going to be $1,047,000, the final score for Evan J. He is your winner. Rocking and rolling here in Division 5B and is one match away from moving to Div 4. GG's. All right. Well, we got some bonus Tetris today, and I am quite happy. Oh, your highest comp score is like 880. Mine is literally 1,006,000. I got it against Anjing of all people. Good Mullins says random. Yep. And good Tetris. It was a very good day. All 3 ones. Every match was a 3-1. That's kind of crazy. Let's see if anything's going on out there in the world of Tetris. Oh, really? I don't get issues with my roll hand. I get it with my anchor hand. That's my weak point. GD's playing Tetris somewhere. I don't know where, though. Mathmaster 13. Yeah, let's head over there. Maestro's playing GD. All right, folks. I'm going to be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific. That's midnight UTC for the finale for Division 1. Definitely going to want to stop by because those matches are going to be hot. Not quite the finale. It's finale for a couple people. But yeah, definitely come check that out. Monday Madness tomorrow. Till then, thanks for watching. See you, bye.